A warm welcome to our first SPIR online seminar. We would like to use this opportunity to inform all of our current and potential customers about our products. Because the exhibitions are cancelled and it's still not a good idea to travel across the borders, so we think that this online seminar today would be the best way at the moment to inform others while keeping every participant safe. We all hope that the situation will change soon, but meanwhile we'll have to try to make the best out of it. I'm Markus Eberle. I'm 32 years old and I've been working with SPIR since 2011, and approx since 1.5 years ago I've been responsible for the hydrogen products. Today I'm honored to host this online seminar. I would like to give you an overview about our hydrogen hoses for refilling applications. At the start, just a short explanation. We will definitely appreciate if you're asking questions. This can be done both during, at, and the end of the presentation. Please don't worry if your questions has not appeared in the chat window, which is on your right side of the screen, because there are people preparing your questions behind the scenes and try to answer them immediately. Some questions will be answered at the end of this presentation. If we could not answer all your upcoming questions, please don't worry. They will be answered in a separate email afterwards. The presentation will be recorded and we will upload everything on YouTube. So you have access to the information from today at any time. For all who do not know SPIR, let me start with some basic information. SPIR AG is a family-owned company founded 1991 in the Odenwald. That's a nice area in the south of Frankfurt in Germany. Picture on the right shows the current company premises of today 20,000 square meters. You can see our office building, the assembling department with shipping, and our production with warehouse. Today at SPIR Germany, we have 101 employees. Last year, 2019, we had a turnover of approx 19 million euros, and produced hoses of a total length of 1 million meter. Just to give you an idea, that's the distance from Frankfurt in Germany to Florence in Italy, just with SPIR hose. But with SPIR, we're not just talking about SPIR in Germany. There are independent SPIR locations worldwide in a very close cooperation. As I started already with our headquarter, SPIR in Germany, we also have SPIR in France, founded 1991. A big step to make SPIR products more international was the launch 1995 of SPIR USA in Houston. SPIR Asia in Singapore, founded a few years later in 1999, and SPIR China in Shanghai since 2014. Very important information, all SPIR locations are independent companies and have again own distributors who sell SPIR products. That allows SPIR to establish a great network for our products all around the world. But all hoses and fittings are designed and produced in Germany. Fittings and hoses got shipped to the right SPIR location or distributor, and each hose got assembled and custom made for the particular application, except for the hydrogen market. Because of this specific application, all hose assemblies are assembled in Germany, but can be purchased worldwide. But let us talk more about our products and our core business, where we actually come from. The core product of SPIR is a thermoplastic ultra high pressure hose. The range of our hose starts with an inner diameter from 3 mm up to 32 mm. Our working pressure starts from 250 bar and if we really talking about ultra high pressure, with a working pressure of 4000 bar. The working temperature of the medium inside the hose depends on the application and starts from -7 degrees up to +200 degrees C. There are several advantages from thermoplastic hose compared to, for example, rubber hose. I just pick the major one. For example, our extremely high working pressure and up to 50% lower weight. Especially the lower weight makes Spearstar hoses more user-friendly. The high abrasion resistance and minimum volumetric expansion. We are able to produce a continuous length of up to 4,500 meters. This is only possible with an excellent production process. Excellent pulse resistance and very long service life could be verified at Spearstar with internal test facilities. But we're not just selling hose. We also have a big range of valve, tubes and fittings with a working pressure up to 4,140 bar, available in multiple connections like JIC, medium pressure, type M, and multiple dimensions from 1/4 inch up to 1 inch. We stock extensive inventory to provide you with a very short lead time. A very interesting fact for our hydrogen customers, our VFT products are compatible with hydrogen. If you are interested in our VFT range in more detail, please sign in at the next Spearstar online seminar already at the 5th of November. I will again mention this opportunity at the end of the presentation. The application for our products are very versatile as well as our products. In the water blasting industry, for example, our hoses got used for concrete removal and heat exchanger cleaning. In the oil and gas industry, long lengths are required as well as chemical resistance against different media. In the hydraulic industry, hoses got used for bolt tensioning or torque wrenching. For the automotive industry, our hoses are in operation in the field of adhesive technology or for coating. And more and more important market for us is hydrogen. So let us talk a bit more about hydrogen at Spearstar, which most of our participants are interested in today. The hydrogen hose development had already started back in 2008. Together developed with an OEM from the automotive industry, our first hydrogen hose was in service 2009. With a change at Spearstar management 2018, we also put our focus more on sustainability and also on hydrogen as an increasing market for the future. To move forward with hydrogen business in 2019, we became a member of the H2BZ Hessen and in 2020 of the Metropolregion Rhein-Neckar Hydrogen Cluster. Both are associations which connects companies, up-to-date research and funding projects all around hydrogen. Despite the crazy situation that we all are in, nevertheless, we are very positive that we can see an increasing in the hydrogen market. We are proud that in Germany, Spearstar hose is in service on 98% of all 700 bar hydrogen stations. And Spearstar hose is one of the most used hydrogen hose around the world. The product I'm talking about is our hose type 6mm hydrogen, our first hydrogen product. This hose is in operation on hydrogen refilling stations with 700 or 350 bar. Used as a connection hose from dispenser to filling nozzle for compressed hydrogen. Made of 4 layers of high tensile steel wire with an POM inner liner with a low permeation rate and a PA pin-pricked outer cover. The inner diameter of type 6mm hydrogen is 6.3 mm. The maximum allowable working pressure is, or let me say was, 875 bar. This hose is compatible for hydrogen refilling stations according fueling protocol J2601 and cold hydrogen at -40 degrees. More than 10 years now, our type 6 mm hydrogen is TÜV certified. But what actually means to be TÜV certified? Because hydrogen 10 years ago was and still is unfortunately a niche market, there are no, for example, ISO standards available. How to verify a hydrogen hose for this application was our question. So we decided together with TÜV which tests make sense to qualify this hydrogen hose application. Now, more than 10 years ago, with hose type 6 mm hydrogen in service, things changed a lot. Driven by economy, politics, and government in the past 5 years, the number of hydrogen refilling stations worldwide has more than doubled. Today, there are more than 430 hydrogen refilling stations worldwide. Yes, of course, there's still a long way to go, but the upcoming projects ensure a positive, or let me say very positive future for the hydrogen market. But what's new at Spearstar? Now, the important worldwide standard ISO 19880-5 is available. This standard was published December 2019 and specify important requirements in terms of material, design, production and testing of hose assemblies used for gases at hydrogen refilling stations, and is an important further step towards standardizing hydrogen refilling stations worldwide. In order to enable us to offer the best possible product, it was our goal to fulfill all requirements according ISO 19880-5. Our hose was successfully tested in more than 19 different tests. We performed environmental tests like ozone, corrosion, UV tests. The hose got bended, crushed, stretched. We performed several life cycle tests. For sure, there are also a lot of tests with hydrogen at -40 degrees. Important to know, the entire qualification process was monitored by TÜV as third party. We implemented also a new test unit, especially for the hydrogen market. Now it is possible at Spearstar to test hoses before shipping with helium up to 1500 bar. That means according ISO, we will test each hose assembly with water at 1470 bar and again with helium at 962.5 bar. Through discussions with our customers and because we want to be prepared for the future, we did not just fulfill, we exceeded the requirements for the ISO type tests. That means, for example, the ISO require for the hydrogen impulse test at -40 degrees a test pressure of 875 bar and 10,000 cycles. We performed the hydrogen impulse test with a test pressure of 962.5 bar and 30,000 cycles. That's 3 times the cycle requirements according to the standard without a damage on our hoses. For the hydraulic impulse test, we raised also the test pressure up to 962.5 bar and the medium temperature from actually +65 to +85 degrees C. For the permeation test, we increased the measuring time up to 24 hours. And again, the test pressure to 962.5 bar. But what does this mean for your product or for our product? Because of the positive results we achieved in laboratory and field tests, we will raise our maximum allowable working pressure from currently 875 bar to 962.5 bar and the temperature from +65 up to 85 degrees C for hose type 6 mm hydrogen. We also extended our hose connections. Various connections like medium pressure type M and JIC are available on stock now. With this device testing of our product, we made it more safe because we test each hose assembly before shipping with water and additionally with helium. We achieved 3 times the cycle requirements for the hydrogen impulse test. For sure, that's a big benefit and makes the hose more reliable. With the additional connections, hose type 6 mm hydrogen is a lot more versatile for the different hydrogen applications. All ISO tests are already performed, or all ISO tests are already successfully performed. The official approval from TÜV will be mid-October. As soon as we have the certificates ready, for sure, we will let you know. But we're also offering hydrogen hoses with bigger inner diameter. One of the significant advantages of Spearstar hose in general for hydrogen applications is the very smooth inner liner achieved by the extrusion process. Because of the very smooth inner liner, the pressure drop is very low and it refuels a lot faster. For example, our type 16 mm hydrogen, developed since 2012 and in operation since 2014, with a working pressure of up to 600 bar and a hose inner diameter from 15.8 mm, this hose is mostly used for hydrogen trailer filling applications. We definitely believe that the hydrogen market for the heavy-duty industry in the near future, where fast refueling is necessary, will become more and more important. So this product is also suitable, for example, for train refueling. For really fast refueling, we also have our 25 mm hydrogen hose. This hose could be the right choice even for ships refueling, with a hose inner diameter of 24.8 mm and also a working pressure of up to 600 bar. Both hoses could be equipped with protection plugs, so it stays always clean and no dirt could contaminate the hose while not connected. Both hoses are available in stock and ready for the next hydrogen job. So thank you very much for your attention. Before we going to the questions, let me just inform you about the next upcoming events at Spearstar. We exhibit on the virtual exhibition Hydrogen Online Conference on the 8th of October. Free tickets are still available. You just have to go to the homepage hydrogen-online-conference.com and register for a free ticket. Or please also sign in to our next online seminar on the 5th of November. Here we will present our VFT product range. On the 5th, we will present in German, and on the 12th again in English. For sure, more information can be found on our homepage. So now I hope that we got some questions in. Just give me a second to have a look. So the first question from Ken Cleal. Globally, there's a huge move within rail transportation for hydrogen vehicles. Do Spearstar have a plan to have hydrogen compatible hoses compliant to the required fire standard EN 455-45-2 for hydrogen projects and NFPA 130 for the US market? At the moment, the fire standard is not on our mind, but could be interesting for the future, because especially as you're already thinking, the transport sector for the rail industry is getting more and more important. The next question: is is there a possibility to assemble this hose myself? Like I said at the first slides, we definitely think that hydrogen is a critical application. So at the moment, there's no chance, and all assemblies will be assembled only in Germany, also for our distributors. The next question, can you state again what temperature the ISO testing was performed to? So there are several temperatures for the ISO test, depends on the test you particularly are talking about. In general, the temperature, that means the maximum allowable temperature for the media is 85 degrees C. So that's the change we did with the new qualification. In the past, our hose was certified for 65 degrees C, and now because of the successful qualification, we could raise the maximum temperature of 85 degrees C. And for sure, at all hoses in the past and also now after the certification with minus 40 degrees cold hydrogen. Another question, are there any other hydrogen hoses planned? That's a very good question. For sure, we're thinking also of other hydrogen hoses. At the moment, I could not release anything right now because we could not talking about ID8 or ID10, but definitely would be interesting for the future. Maybe if you have specific inquiries, please contact us and let us know. We are always open for communication. A next question, what are the possible connections for the hoses? There are several connections, depends on the hose type and depends on the application, but generally could talk about high pressure connections, medium pressure connections, and JIZ connections. That's the main connections for the 6mm hydrogen. The specific details, if you're looking for a special connection, that could be found on our data sheets. They are available on our homepage. But for sure, we are also open for, let me say, special connections. Then please send us an inquiry and we check if it's technically possible to realize that for your application. Again, a question. What are the common end connections? I think that's similar to the questions before. Have a look at our data sheets. That's the connections available at the moment. But for sure, we are open if you have specific requirements. It's also possible that we can check if a special connection is possible. The next question, what is the maximum length these assemblies will be available in? Specifically the 6mm. In general, on the hydrogen refueling stations where the hose is mostly used at the moment, the hoses are between, let me say, 3 to 4 meters. But technically for us, it's possible also to provide a hose length of, let me say, 400 or 500 meters in one length. That depends on the production capacities of our machines. So also very, very long lengths is possible. And all hose assemblies are custom made for the application. So if you have a special requirement, just let us know. Are the same end fittings available? That's the next questions. Are the same end fittings available for your other hose types available for hydrogen assemblies as well? If I understand your connection right, connections, for example, for 6 mm hydrogen, and for the bigger ones that I already announced is the 16 mm hydrogen and the 25 mm hydrogen. For sure, these are different applications, and so also we're offering different connections. If you want to have a closer look, please check the data sheets. That's what we have available on stock at the moment. Do we still have some questions? Yes, here's the next coming. Is there a need to heat hydrogen hoses in order to better control the flow rate while refueling? Do you also have hydrogen hoses for fuel cell vehicles? I hope I understand the question correct. Is there a need to heat hydrogen hoses? So actually, heating heating actually is not possible. What definitely is important at the fueling is that you can check that you have to check the temperature, and if high pressure or fast refueling is necessary, maybe with hydrogen, the gas gets very warm after expansion, and therefore the gas needs to be cooled down. That's why the hose is tested up to -40 degrees C. And I think for sure the temperature regulation for the fueling or refueling is important. But I think heating of our hydrogen hose, I don't know if that's the right way. My next question is somewhat off topic, but do you also stock VFT articles which can be used with hydrogen? Yes, for sure. Like I said, we have a big stock of VFT. They can be used with hydrogen, but for sure that are, let me say, special articles that they are compatible with hydrogen. But yes, our VFT product range is also possible to use with hydrogen. Are there still some questions? Still another question. Can these hoses be used for all hydrogen applications or only for refilling stations? In general, these hoses for sure they are tested with hydrogen at -40 degrees and also at 65 or 85 degrees. We just have the ISO qualification for the 19880-5, and this standard is specific for hydrogen refilling stations. But in general, for sure, these hoses are compatible with hydrogen, also for other applications, not just on refilling stations. Now we got a German question in. Wie ist der Zertifizierungsstatus der 6 mm Hydrogen und den anderen Typen in Bezug auf den Anwendungsbereich? So that I just answering in English for the other participants. That depends on the application. So, for example, the main focus at the moment is definitely the refueling on hydrogen refilling stations. Therefore, we have the certification. For the other applications, for example, for trailer, at the moment we always are in exchange with customers which requirements are necessary. We performed several internal tests and also external tests. But there's no additional certification available for specific other applications with hydrogen. Are there still some more questions? So I think all questions are done. I hope it was interesting. Thank you very much for your attention. And for sure, if you have still other questions, let us know and contact us at sales@spearstar.de, or for sure more information on our homepage spearstar.de. Thank you very much and goodbye.